Shalom, shalom, family. It's your boy Prophet here again. This is going to be part 2 to supernatural encounters. In the first video, I went over how the situation went down with me seeing my mom a couple weeks after she passed. Now, this situation happened, I want to say maybe a year or two after that. And like I said, I used to live on the west side of Chicago. And my sister did too. She's my big sister. She was grown. It's a big gap between me and my older siblings or whatever. But she had herself an apartment, and it was similar to the 2-flat that I lived in. It was kind of basically the same building layout and everything like that. But her mom stayed downstairs, and she stayed upstairs. And I would go over and I would hang out with my cousin, cause her son was like my best friend at the time. Like, we grew up together. We was around the same age. We was tight. We was real close. And so like I would go over and I would spend time with them, and I'd spend the night. We play video games, play with toys, whatever the case may be, with him, her, and his little brother. And his little brother was real young at the time. But when I would go over, it would just be me and my dad. We'd go and we'd visit them and, spend a couple of hours, chop it up or whatever. And one day they were like, this place is haunted. And I'm like, what? But they wouldn't plan. Like, they was dead serious. And it was so serious, they all said it like nonchalantly. Like, oh, yeah, it's haunted. And I'm like, what? So I would go from the youngest to the oldest, and then talk to my sister. And she's like, oh yeah. And so they was explaining to me how there was a lady that I guess they used to live in the building, and she died in the building. And like sometimes you can see her, maybe sometimes walking or in certain rooms, but the main place where she would be where she would be seen was in the front room facing the window, because the way the front rooms were set up, you had the walls, right, and then it would do one of these numbers here where it would come in and you would have 2 sets of windows facing inward, and then a big massive window, or 2 side-by-side windows taking up that massive space in the front. So you had the walls, bam, bam. And a lot of times you have like a heater right underneath the main windows facing you this way. And that's how the layout was or whatever. And so I was like, man, I ain't trying to hear all that. But I had to find out the hard way. So one day I was over there, and I was talking to my cousin, and I forget what we was doing. We was probably playing a game or something, or playing with toys. But he was like, you should spend a night. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, all right. I was like, you ask your mom, and I'm gonna ask my dad. And so he jetted off to the room to ask her, and I jetted off to the front room where my dad was at and asked him, because y'all remember when y'all kids, when y'all start plotting amongst yourselves to like try to spend the night, y'all wait till it's like getting close to leave. I don't know why we thought as kids like that would make our parents more likely to say yes, but yeah, it was one of those moments. So my pops was like, yeah, I don't mind, I don't care. And she said she didn't care either. So he's like, bet. And then you know how parents are. And he's like, well, what you gonna do about clothes? And she's like, oh, he can wear some of my son's clothes or whatever. And we like, yeah, Dad, like, y'all chill out, go ahead and go. We gonna stay here or whatever. So I end up spending the night. We played and played and played till it's time to go to bed. Well, I stayed in their room, and they had bunk beds. So my cousin that was my age, he was on the bottom bunk, and my little cousin was on the top bunk. But since my little cousin was real little, I shared the top bunk with him because there was enough room. So, like I said, it was the end of the day. We all in bed. We all sleep. So in the middle of the night, I get up because I had to use the bathroom. So I get out the bed or whatever, and I open the door and I go into the hallway. Well, the door where the room was like half in the hallway and half in the dining room. And the dining room and the living room were connected. And it was like I don't even know, but I won't even say a divider. You know how when you have the wall right here and another wall comes out just a little bit, but it's like it covers the entire entrance. So it's almost like you can tell that they're two separate rooms, but it's an open floor plan. It's kind of like that. So from coming out from the bedroom, right, you can look to the left, see the dining room all the way to the front room, all the way to the end of the house. And if you look to the right, you see the hallway all the way to the kitchen, which led out to the back door, to the back patio or porch to take you outside. And the bathroom was the next room over from the room that I was in. So I come out and I'm half asleep. So I'm rubbing my eyes. I ain't really looking where I'm going. I ain't paying attention to what I'm doing. I make my right. I go in the bathroom. I take care of business. I come back out. And I'm still kind of like, half asleep. Got my head kind of down. I'm not looking at nothing. And it was about, I don't know what time it was. It was that part of the day where the sun was about to start coming over the horizon, where it was beginning to get light outside, but it was still dark. And right before I come out the bathroom and I walk down the hallway, and right before I get to the door where the room is at that I'm staying at, I just happen to look up. And as I look up, my vision is directly straight to the whole end of the house. So I can see through the dining room and straight into the living room. And there's this lady looking, so her back is to me. And she's looking out of the window as if she's just like watching people, but she wasn't moving. But it was weird because her dress or gown, whatever she had on, was like kind of floating, like flowing with wind, but there was no wind, right? And I'm trying to like get myself together. I'm like going like this, like, and all I see, I'm kid you not, I have to act this out. So she was like facing away from me. And then all I noticed is that she turned her head and went like this and kind of looked back. And I took off. Man, when I tell you, I ran full speed like LaDainian Tomlinson. Hit the juke move. Boom. Went into the room. Like I told you, we were sleeping in bunk beds. It was still dark. I kid you not. I jumped from the floor to the top bunk in one move, like, and I landed on my little cousin, and I woke him up, and I was screaming. I was like, I ain't gonna say their names. I was like, cousin, wake up. So both of them wake up. I was like, what? I was like, I saw her. I'm like, I saw the lady. And it was like, yeah, okay, we see all the time. Nigga, go back to sleep. I'm like, no, nigga, like I just saw the ghost that y'all was telling me about. Because that entire time, I thought they was playing. I thought they was joking. That everybody was in on the joke and they were just trying to keep it going. But no. And apparently they see her. So they saw her so often, like they would see her and not even flinch, or they keep going about their business. Because apparently they said that she never did anything like to hurt them. She was just there. Maybe she died and she was attached to wherever she was at in the house, so she never left or whatever. I don't know the case. I can't speak on that. All I know is what I saw, and all I can speak on is what I saw. So, in a nutshell, I spent the night over my cousin's house. They said that the house was haunted. I didn't believe them. I thought they was playing, and then I spent the night and I saw her for myself. So from that point forward, I just was like, yeah, don't ask me to spend the night over your house no more. And they asked too. I was like, nah, bro, y'all come spend the night over my house. I'm good. And I never spent the night over there again, I don't think. But that's how that one go. So until I see you guys again in the next video, you guys be good, be blessed, love and peace. Shalom.